Karen is at the tailor's to talk. Fatima is not too sure about this engagement. And Danny is having dinner with Q. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this video, I am breaking down episode 13 from season 5. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notification so you don't miss out on any of my Sistas videos, as we have the best conversations about Sistas and its characters on the interwebs. I am Erica Vane, your good sis you love to talk TV with, and without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this episode because, y'all, it was 100% an episode of setup. Not too much happened, and I'm more so looking forward to episode 14. Actually, I cannot wait for it because how we left off with this episode is just like, I'm chomping at the bit to see actually what's finna go down. If you are wondering, predicting, and or concerned about episode 14, feel free after you finish this video to check out my episode 14 trailer breakdown as well as my episode 14 preview, because I created videos talking about both the trailer and the end of episode teaser, giving you what I know and what I could come up with based off of what Tyler Perry and BET gave us. And they gave us a little bit to have a conversation about, and I'm doing it in those videos. So again, subscribe and then check out those videos after you finish watching this one. They'll be linked in the cards above as well as the description box down below. Now, this episode started off a little slow with Maurice and the prosecutor in the little interrogation room, and Maurice is standing 10 toes down and not taking not believing this lie, thank God, or at least in this moment of the episode, that's what he's doing. The prosecutor is lying out of his teeth, bold-faced ass lying, and it boggles my mind that they can actually do this. It boggles my mind that police officers can actually lie, prosecutors and lawyers can actually lie as a means to an end, because, like, entrapment, like, let's be clear. Let's be real clear. Now, Maurice starts to bring up a little bit of concern midway through the episode because he does call Calvin, and he tells Calvin, like, yeah, the prosecutor said that Sabrina gave me up and Sabrina is out now. What is going on? And Calvin's like, no, she didn't give you up. She didn't do anything. Like, you know, that's not the case, and you need to stand 10 toes down. And it starts to create an air of like, okay, Maurice is not really as tough as he's portraying, because while he's standing 10 toes down to this prosecutor and like got my face on the phone with Calvin, you starting to see him crack a little bit and start to be a little bit concerned. And part of that comes from like, yo, you in prison and you don't want to be in prison. You don't belong in prison. And survival mode starts to kick in, and you're going to start to think about, well, what can you do to get out of prison? So unfortunately, it looks like Maurice is kind of considering giving Sabrina up to get himself out. But I even hate the idea of that, because Maurice knows that both her and him did not do anything, knows that this fake ass confession is exactly that, fake. So part of me is like, yo, whether you believe that Sabrina will lie on you or not, like, you should be able to stand 10 toes down and like we didn't do it, point blank, period. Like, where's the camera footage? Like, where's all of the additional evidence from this crime? We literally did not do it. Y'all are being lazy detectives and prosecutors and all of that, taking the little first narrative that this little raggedy ass chocolate boy done gave you, when at the end of the day, the math ain't mathing and the facts ain't facting, because we didn't actually damn do it. But again, when you're in survival mode, you start to think a little bit differently. Stuff starts to get a little bit shifted. So I can understand how Maurice is like wondering. I'm just praying that he doesn't do anything crazy as Calvin told him. Now, this is also an opportunity for Calvin to go and update Sabrina, which he does later on in the episode. And we get more of their little endearing moments of him checking on her before they are like interrupted by Bio, who apparently has been calling her for days now. And instead of Sabrina being like, yeah, I was in jail, she's like, oh, I just needed a second. Girl, go ahead and make yourself look wishy-washy AF with this man. Do you actually still want to be with him? Even though it's not clear if she actually does, because she you know, tells Calvin to stay and that she would love to still talk to him. And I'm like, not y'all getting on the same accord and actually gonna go about this in a healthy way. Because even Calvin, while he decided to show his little behind just a tad bit while Bio was there, he also was like, I'm not trying to give you no smoke, I'm not trying to give you no stress, I don't even want to talk about that dude, so it don't even matter that he was just there. And you know, Sabrina's a little bit refreshed by this, and like, you know what, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna talk to you. Like, have we grown? Have y'all grown? Are y'all on the path to like partnership? Let me find out. Maybe I can get on board with Calvin and Sabrina again, because I have been enjoying watching them, you know, concerned and talking, and him supporting her and loving her as he should, and less of the preoccupation with whatever y'all got going on in the bedroom. And Bio, you a little bit too late, babe, because for you to be a king, a prince, or whatever the hell you are and have all this money, why weren't we checking the jails? Why weren't we checking the jails, the homeless shelters, and anything else? Like, there is just certain things when people go missing, you, as a black person, and maybe because he's African, so he ain't think this, but like, if you're a black person from the hood, there's certain things that you automatically think if somebody go missing, and certain places that you check. And it could just be me letting my Baltimore show. But y'all tell me if y'all also think, like, if somebody go missing after a certain period of time, now I gotta check certain things. And like, Bio, you calling her cell phone for 3 days ain't enough, sweetie. Not with all the resources and all the money that you have. There should have been way more than just some phone calls made. There should have been some visits made. There should have been some pop-ups. Like, you should have been checking the jails. You should have been using your, you know, diplomatic resources to find your girl or your potential girl. So you come into her door in this little raggedy ass shirt, because guess what? Calvin wears print way better than you do, boo. Your skin is great, but Calvin wears the print better. It's not enough. Go ahead and exit. She gonna call you, but I kind of hope she don't. Did I just pick a side? I think I just picked a side. Anyway, moving on. What else happened in this episode? Oh, child, let me go ahead and talk about the nothingness that is Hayden and Tamara. We get a scene where she's like laying it on thick, whatever they talked about in reference to her fake car accident that he's supposed to help with. She's calling him sexy, and she sees that he's a rat, and oh, she just wants a chance, and oh, come back to my house, and yada yada yada. It's a means to an end, but me watching Hayden's gullible ass fall for this, it's so pitiful. Like, it really makes me think of all the pitiful ass men who really don't like women, but really want to be with women, but like hate women for whatever their insecurities that they got going on. It just made me think of them, because Hayden is basically the captain of these people, these Negroes, like he's the leader. And I'm just like, all you want is for some little girl to look at you, bat her eyes, and tell you that you cute. Go tell yourself that you cute, and like get a therapist, because my God, it is not going to take no time for Tamara to have Hayden eating out the palm of her hands. And Lord forbid she go ahead and sleep with him and put that thing on him. It's a wrap. I can't. It's so very clear. She's a very beautiful girl. And you know what? I hope Fatima is cutting you a big check, honey, because I wouldn't be able to do it. And then also in other, we don't give a damn news, Danny, for whatever reason, agrees to go and have a drink with Q, and he is working his plan to get in her house and her bed very, very hard. Like, sir, it's giving desperation. It's giving you're actually houseless, sir. It's giving something that's actually wrong, and you have nothing and no one, and you will not become a leech on my back. Like, do men really be doing this? And it works for y'all? Like, huh? She made me a little concerned when she actually agreed to go and, you know, have the little drink with him, let him hit her little weed pen or whatever. But she stood 10 toes down in the end and was like, no, boy, you ain't coming home with me. You ain't doing X, Y, and Z. I don't trust you. He tried to throw in her face, oh, you one of those women who think every black man is a criminal. No, sir, I don't think every black man is a criminal. I think the black man sitting across from me with an ankle monitor on his goddamn ankle is a criminal. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's the gaslighting for me. It's the gaslighting. And I cannot wait, y'all. I cannot wait for Daniella to find out that this is the same man that's responsible for Sabrina being in prison. We thought it was bad when she hit Jonah with her car. thank God Daddy don't have a gun, because I swear I think that she will bust a cap in this boy's ass, and he will 100% deserve it. And you know what? It don't even matter, because Karen got one. And all Danny got to do was make a phone call. Moving on. Oh, wait, I can't move on, because Danny also had a moment with Preston when she comes home from this little raggedy ass moment of having drinks with Q. And he wants to talk. He wants to call her out on trying to run from him. And I'm like, sir, you coming in real hot, but you also real right. And I don't even know how to feel right now about it. But I get it. Like, you heard from the landlord, the neighbor across the street, that was craziness happening. You could see all of the dishevelment here. You heard that she was hit. You heard that she hit somebody with a car. So, like, what is going on? What do you need? How can I help? I understand that, Preston. However, I also understand Danny being in a place where she don't want to talk about it. Do she need to talk about it? Probably. But I can understand her being in this place. And for them to already have the tumultuous relationship that they have, and like, she literally, the first thing that she brought up was like, what you do all day? Oh, was you thinking about that girl he's about to marry? Like, she still got trauma from that. At this point, you're the less traumatic choice in her life. Like, let's be clear and call the thing a thing. And mind you, you don't know the full scope of what happened with Jonah, but I also don't think that Preston is really looking at himself as a trauma moment in her life, and that's part of the problem as well. Like, you could try to call a thing and you want to try to support her, but like, let's be self-aware and let's be accountable that you are also a traumatic experience in her life, and in this moment she's picking the lesser of two evils, which is ultimately going to cost her in the long run, and we need to be empathetic of that. Preston, I think, needs to be more focused on how he helps her heal from this that he just put her through, and telling her he was going to go marry somebody else, versus trying to fix whatever happened with her and Jonah. Because that, one, it's not for him to fix, and two, you don't even have enough of her trust back and loyalty yet for her to fully be vulnerable and hand over all that you're asking for, because you literally just told her that if she don't do what you say in this ultimatum, you gonna leave her life forever and go and marry somebody that your ass don't actually even want to be with and won't be happy with. So, like, Preston, I'm happy that you're here, but pull up and re-strategize, sir, because you need a different plan, baby. And then, y'all, the best part of it's very interesting in my comment section lately, because the more I have doubled down and saying what I said and not arguing with y'all and telling y'all to argue with y'all's mamas when it come to Karen, the more people have like decided to show their whole raggedy asses, and it's hilarious to me. The fact that some of y'all want to act like Karen don't make the show is beyond me. And yes, it's the whole Karen, Zach, and Fatima trifecta. However, Sistas is coasting on Karen as a character, because none of these other sisters' storylines are actually strong enough to carry the show. We do not care about Andi and Gary. We do not care about Danny and Preston. We do not care about Sabrina and Calvin, because they have not been given fully developed arcs for all of the plot points that we have been presented from them characters. However, with Karen's character, we have been. And yes, most of y'all are using it to make her the villain. But in my case, I'm looking at it and being able to provide a little bit of empathy and seeing the full scope, the full range of emotions, the full depth that has been displayed with this character, and the show is dependent upon it. So like, while y'all are out here with y'all pitchforks and y'all torches, y'all also need to be thanking our good sis Karen, because she's helping to keep sisters the hell alive. Now, with that said, in this episode, Karen fixes Sabrina's hair, so Sabrina's back to looking like what she used to look like. And then right after that, she gets a call from Zach, who wants to meet with her because Fatima didn't put him up to like, yo, we need to talk to her. We need to talk to her now. And I believe that she only did this because Andi put her up against a wall and made her come clean, basically, or allude to, like, basically she made her come clean, which annoyed me in and of itself. Let me take a pause real quick and go to Andi's ass, because I'm tired. I am 100% tired. Andi, Fatima's engagement has nothing to do with you. And it also has nothing to do with the work y'all do as attorneys and her as an assistant to an attorney. So you talking about sit back down and trying to make her not leave your office before she reveals her personal information to you. Fatima needs to call HR on your ass because you need a meeting. You need a demerit, you need a meeting, and you need to be checked because whether y'all are friends or not, you do not know how to move throughout this friendship and truly be a friend. You are too caught up in the messy, catty drama that can be some women's relationships, and you're too worried about knowing the tea instead of supporting these women that you have in your lives. These phenomenal women, might I add, that you have in your life. If Fatima has a tan line on her ring finger and the ring is not there and she has not told you about it, mind your motherfucking business, Andi. Because clearly she is hiding it and she's doing so for a reason. And if you were her real friend, you could see it, make note of it, but not speak on it or call her out about it until she's ready to have that conversation with you. It is not stopping her from doing her job well. You do not see her crying and losing her damn mind. Like, you don't see any negative things happen about it. So what is the need to call attention to it and to like point it out right now? Because you got to know. Because your ass is messy. Because you care more about the tea than the person that's actually the tea is about. I said what I said. And then not only that, this now has a ripple effect because Zach calls Karen over. Fatima's like, well, if Andi know, and she doesn't say this in the episode, y'all, but I'm 100% in the belief that this is what's motivating her to be like, yeah, we calling Karen and we calling Karen now. Tonight, she needs to come over. Like, let's make it happen. And of course, Zach don't want to damn do it. And we're going to come back and talk about Zachary too, y'all, because y'all know I ain't going to let you out of this episode or my breakdown for this episode without talking about Zach. But I believe that she's literally pushing it because she knows that now Andi knows, and it's 50-50. Actually, it's 80-20 that Andi is probably going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag because, again, she's more focused on the tea versus being a strong, dope friend to these women. So now the ripple effect. The ripple effect is that now you know something that, one, you wasn't actually supposed to know, that your actual friend was actually trying to hide from you for whatever she needed it for, whatever she wanted to keep it, whatever reason she had for wanting to keep it from you. You needed to respect that, but you didn't. And now you have to keep a secret from your other friend who is also low-key tied to this whole situation, which puts you in a goddamn trick bag, Andi, and your ass deserves to be there because you too damn nosy. And again, not a good friend. So when Karen next episode finds out that your ass actually knew, that's 100% your fault. And yes, she has venom and fire and smoke for your ass, and your ass deserves it, because if you would have just let Fatima be Fatima and do what she's doing and support her as a friend, how she was actually setting it up and respected her damn boundaries, then you wouldn't be in this trick bag with Karen next episode. Point blank, period. And I ain't arguing with none of y'all about it. All she had to do was mind her damn business and let her friend come to her when she was ready. Andi got plenty of other things on her plate to worry about. Now, going to the call. Fatima arrives home and Zach is like running outside and opening the door and telling her to close her eyes, and he got a surprise. Y'all, when she come in the house, the damn surprise is dinner. And I was like going back and forth about if I was going to tell y'all exactly how I felt it, because I know that there's going to be countless men in my comment section complaining about how ungrateful us women are, because I'm about to tell you, like, sir, you did entirely too much and you hyped up this surprise as if it was a surprise of a different magnitude. And yes, thank you. We appreciate you cooking dinner. However, the way that you was behaving made it seem like it was something way more than this. And don't do that to me. It's an absolute hell no. And then on top of that, don't do that to me for the reasons that you're doing it. Like, Zach, when are you going to realize that taking Fatima out to dinner or cooking Fatima dinner and breakfast is not going to be the thing to fix all y'all's drama that you have going on? She's not going to just fall down in some eggs and forget that you got all this shit with you. She's not going to bite into the steak and be like, oh my God, I just don't remember none of the drama. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, if you're going to cook breakfast, if you're going to cook dinner, if you're going to be there and support her and rub her feet and all that, that's cool. Those can be the bedrocks of your relationship. But I have a problem with Zach trying to use these things as ways to like distract from what's actually going on. And ultimately he positions it like he's buttering her up, because then he's like, I want to get married and I want to go to the courthouse tonight. Now let's go. Have you lost your goddamn mind, Zachary Taylor? What did I just tell you a few hours ago in my office when you popped up at my job unannounced, trying to talk slick to my boss just because you know her. Like, y'all, this might be little things, but Zach is doing entirely too much, crossing entirely too many boundaries, and not doing enough in the areas where he actually needs to do more. And stop trying to drag Fatima's ass down the aisle. What is your rush, sir? Why do you need to marry her right now? Why do you? And I'm focusing on what he actually said, because he says, I want to marry you right now. And y'all know what I thought immediately once he said that? Who gives a shit what you want right now, Zachary? Every single thing that Zach wants in his relationship with Fatima, he gets. It's time for her ass to start telling him no, because that's not realistic and it's not sustainable. And also, Zach, you're motivated by very weird things, and you're very arbitrary in the things that you want. You want to marry her now because of what? She just explained to you tax implications that could negatively affect her, but fuck that, because you want to do it. Do you want to check and see how she's mentally doing? Do you want to understand why she would want to like have an extended engagement? Do you want to understand why she wants to get everybody, all the damn ducks in a row about your drama? Like, could you want some of that while we at it? Could you want to stop running from both of these damn baby mamas and face the stuff that you actually have laid out? Could you want to enroll in a business class so I actually believe that you're not coasting off of Bryce's ass and like going to actually make sure that this business does something? Could you want a therapist since we wanting things? Y'all, if I gotta watch Zach beg Fatima to get married immediately anymore, I'm going to lose my mind. Okay? Because no. And listen when I told you the first time. No. And he better hope that him not letting up on it don't turn her ass around and make her dig a little bit deeper into the ground and stake her claim of hell no, and maybe put the whole damn engagement on pause. I do have a video coming about that, so I'm going to explore that conversation, or at least that potential thought, because we do have a few synopses that dropped and I have those videos coming, so look out for that, y'all. It's a lot that we have to talk about as we are in the second half of this season and things are really starting to get real. Now, before the end of the episode, Karen comes and Andi is there, and we don't really get much of anything other than, are you ready to talk now? And it just kind of is what it is. Karen is sitting there looking all stoic. Zach is fidgeting. And I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to see what is next episode in this whole meeting of the minds. I cannot wait for it. Now it's your turn though. Let me know what you thought about episode 13 in the comment section down below. Again, hit that subscribe button if you're new here so that you don't miss out when I post other Sistas videos. Turn that bell notification on as well, just so that you get an alert about that. And give this video a like. You made it all the way to the end of the video, so I think that you actually liked it. And I'm going to the comment section right now and responding to the respectful people with some sense. Because we only have a conversation with people with sense in the comment section in 2023. But thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.